Well, we're continuing our series in the Gospel according to John, and you may be wondering why I'm sharing this from home. Well, on Sunday we had some technical issues, so it wasn't recorded properly, so that's why it's happening from home this week. Now, you may remember that last week we looked at the first half of John chapter 2, which was the account of Jesus's first miracle when he turned the water into wine in the town of Cana in Galilee. Well, this week we're going to look at the second half of that chapter, which is the cleansing of the temple. And as you can see, I've called this house cleaning. So we're going to start at verse 13 of chapter 2. It says, "Now the Passover of the Jews was at hand, and Jesus went up to Jerusalem. And he found in the temple those who sold oxen and sheep and doves, and the money changers doing business." Now, before we share about that, it's important to note that John makes a point that this happened around the time of the Passover. Now, there's 4 reasons why he actually said that. And I'm going to share 3 of those with you now, and the 4th one, which is the main one, later on. But first of all, he takes this opportunity to call this Passover the Feast of the Jews, not the feasts of the Lord. In fact, in the Old Testament, they were referred to as the feasts of the Lord because he appointed them. But of course, when we look at the purpose of the feasts, they pointed forward to Jesus. They were just types, just shadows, pointing forward to Jesus. Well, Jesus has come now, so they have fulfilled their role. The problem is that the Jews got stuck there in their religion. They wanted to stay in the shadows and in the type. So you can see there on the PowerPoint that there's 2 or 3 references where John uses that phrase over and over.
Blossom Diaspora Media, testifying to the good news of God's grace.